Happy New Year, guys. Welcome back to my game room. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you had a great Christmas and New Year. So yes, fresh New Year to start again. So I'm going to tell you about my plans for the year ahead and what I'm going to do with this collection. So 2023 was a bit of a slow year. I only picked up a handful of games, and I'm going to be posting a video after this for those couple of pickups that I haven't yet shown. So I've got a couple of things left over I want to make a video about. But I didn't pick a lot up last year. I took a break from YouTube during the summer, and that gave me a lot of perspective, a lot of time to think, and it helped me just relax a little. And I was playing all my games that I've already got. I was watching my films, listening to my music, going out, enjoying myself, having a good time. But come the end of 2023, I really started to get back into the collecting side instead of the playing side. Still playing my games, still love them. As people always tell me that the one thing they like about my channel is that I actually play the games I pick up, which that's a real compliment, and I appreciate that, because I do play my games a lot, and I tend to play the same games over and over as well. But there you go. So yeah, the end of last year, should I say, was great. I came back to YouTube. I wasn't sure, if or when I was ever going to come back to the YouTube, to be quite honest with you, because I was, once you have time away from it, it's difficult to come back, and the more time that goes by, it becomes even more difficult, because the motivation goes up a little bit. But I started watching, a lot more retro stuff on YouTube. Pixel Paul started his channel. I started watching his content, really enjoying what he was doing. And it's, then some of the old guard like Champion 2D Rob, Lebossu77 and others were starting to post videos. And Alex Blutonic78 posted his first video in 15 months. And it was really starting to get back to the way it used to be and how I love YouTube and the retro community. And, posting my own videos and getting the amount of views and feedback that I got absolutely blew me away. Never expected in a million years to get that kind of viewership on my videos. So thank you very much to everybody who watched those videos, and especially thank you to everyone who commented, because for me that's really what YouTube's about. It's about interaction. It's about sharing this hobby of retro with other retro, not only collectors but gamers as well, and just gamers in general. Just to to meet like-minded people is what it's always been about since the first day I put a video up on YouTube. So thank you very much for the comments, guys. I really did appreciate those. And all those views and comments really inspired me to continue this year and to really make an effort with YouTube. So you should hopefully see you will see a lot more videos from me this year than you have in the last few years, in fact. So in terms of the collection, what am I going to do? So the plans I've got so far. First thing I want to do is the PlayStation 2 collection. As you can see, I've got a few games already, decent amount to play. I need to get a memory card for my PlayStation so I can actually play them, but nonetheless. And the plan is I really want to finish my list this year. I've got a list of just shy of 50 games. I can't remember exactly, something like 46, 47 games that I absolutely want to add to the collection. And what I'm going to do is, once that list is complete, I'm then going to pick up the odd game here and there that I may see on a pickup video, for instance. So it's not going to be an active collection after that. It'll just be little games here and there to play. But I really want to get the majority of games I actually want for my collection this year. And I think that's really achievable. The majority of games are still very cheap. You can find them in charity shops. You can find them on eBay for little money, really. Most of them are a few pound each. So it's very achievable. There's only a couple of games that I have that are more expensive. So we're talking games like Gradius 3 and 4, Gradius 5, Urban Reign. I think Sylpheed as well, but I think that's only about 20, 30 quid. But in terms of the PS2, 20, 30 quid is a bit more than what you'd normally pay. So they're not too bad. And I think I can definitely achieve that, and I'll be really happy if I can do that. So I can put that to rest and just sit back and enjoy the games, really. Second thing I want to do is my original Xbox. Now, I don't have a lot of games for that. Had a bit of an issue with the Xbox the last few years. I've picked up a few Xboxes that have been faulty, unfortunately. I've had a lot of issues playing. Either they didn't play games at all, or they only played some games, not all games. And I just got to a point I thought, I just can't be bothered anymore. I'm not going to spend £100 or more on a boxed Xbox just to have issues with it. So I was going to go completely PS2 at one point. But then I started noticing people selling these modded Xboxes on eBay. And my parents were gracious enough to buy me one for my birthday last year, which you can see there. So I now have a fully modded system with 500GB hard drive. It's got LEDs in the controller ports. It's rammed full of emulators for every console and arcade emulators. And there's just thousands of games on there. Plus, I can also burn my own original Xbox games onto there, which I have done so far. So it's become more feasible to have the Xbox in the collection. I'm really happy, actually, because as you'll know if you've watched me for a while, that was my favourite console at the time for that generation. So I'm really glad to have that. And also, of course, third-party games always run better on the Xbox. They're a lot smoother than the PS2 versions. So I'm really glad to have that. Now, I've got a small amount of games already, but this year I want to finish that list as well. Now, the Xbox is cheaper than PS2. As far as I'm aware, there's no games on my list that are what I would consider expensive. And when I say expensive, with that system, I'm talking £20 upwards. So I think most of the games are under £20. In fact, most of them are probably under a tenner, because people don't seem to want Xbox games. You can sell them quite easily. Well, you can't. That's not actually true. When you come to sell them, it's not so easy. But if you want to buy them, they're very cheap to buy. So yes, I've got about 50 games. I think I'm pretty much sure it is 50 on the nose, actually, that I want to pick up for the system. So I'm going to do that as well this year. And I think these two things so far, PS2 and Xbox, are very achievable in 12 months. And, as long as I'm staying focused and not getting distracted, I can do those. And then that'd be great, because once those two are done, then I can focus on what I would probably consider proper collecting for me personally. And that would be 32-bit and 16-bit. And those are the two generations that I love the most. They're most nostalgic. They have the most incredible libraries on both of those as well. So the third thing I want to do is PlayStation, PS1. Now, I have a few games already, as you know. Don't have a lot, but I've got a decent amount, and I've got some great games I've been enjoying playing. I want to build that collection up. Now, that collection is going to take a long time. It ain't going to be done this year. I've got nearly 70 games on my list already. That list continues to grow. I'm always finding new games. When I watched Alex BlueTonic78's video over Christmas, he had some games on there, and immediately I was like, I've got to buy those. Those games look great. And he reminded me of a game called Skull Monkeys, which I saw Owen Labosu77 pick up years ago. And I never got around to playing it, and it looks really cool. I was watching it on Alex's video. I was really impressed with the graphics, so I want to get that. So yeah, that's an ongoing collection, and that'll be something that I'll be picking up. Now, of course, over the year, while I'm doing the PS2 and Xbox, I will be picking up the odd PlayStation 1 game. I just won't be hardcore collecting until I've done the PS2 and Xbox. So you will see PS1 pickups as well this year. They just may not be as extensive as what the PS2 and the Xbox pickups will be. But yeah, another thing I'd really like to achieve within that as well is there are certain games on the PlayStation I really want to get, like the bigger hitter ones, the higher priced ones, because the prices keep changing on PlayStation quite a lot with some of these bigger games. A game like Lomax, for instance, was £50 all day long, and now I think it was last year went up to like 150 it was selling for. It's started to come back down a bit now. So I've looked at the sold listings over Christmas, and it's between, well, it can be 80 to 150 to be quite honest, depending on if it's an auction or buy now, the condition, the usual kind of things. So yeah, there's games like Lomax. I want to get Castlevania Chronicles, Raiden Project, the Pan Collection. I think it's the Super Pan Collection. There's R-Type Delta I'd like to get as well. So there's some of these more expensive. Jackie Chan, obviously Jackie Chan Stuntmaster is a definite, because that just seems to be going up and up and doesn't seem to be settling, which is a pain in the arse. So all these games that are more expensive, I'd like to get those. The majority of PlayStation is still very, very, very cheap. So the rest of it, I can just pick it up as and when. Right, and the final thing I want to do this year, and I'm not going to say this is definitely going to happen, but this is something I'm trying to aim for and I really want to achieve this year, is to add one more console to my collection. And I'm pretty sure you know what it's going to be. It's going to be the Super Nintendo. So Super Nintendo, favourite console of all time. 16-bit generation, my favourite generation. It's very, very nostalgic for me. It's got a lot of great memories attached to it. And I've collected for the Super Nintendo a few different times. American, PAL, Japanese, I've done it all. Been there, got the t-shirt. But I really want to just, I'm in a position now where I feel like I can actually get into it and just maintain that collection and just do it slowly. So this year I'm just aiming to get the console. I'm not aiming to buy any games for it. So I'll try and aim for like a Mario All-Stars pack, which has got a lot more variety of games. Well, not variety. It's got more games to play. So because if you buy a Star Wing pack or a Mario World, you've only got the one game to play. And if I've got the 5 games on Mario All-Stars, it'll keep me busy for a while until I can afford to start buying box games again. But yes, Super Nintendo collecting will appear back on my channel. Most likely, unless something happens miraculously this year, it will be 2025 when the games start to come in. But hopefully, I'll keep you occupied with all the other videos I've been making about PlayStation, PlayStation 2, Xbox, doing pickup videos, and whatever else takes my fancy, whatever I decide to make this year. So those are the main 4 things I want to achieve for the collection. What are your achievements that you guys are looking to get this year? What are your goals for 2024? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gives you an idea of a roadmap of sorts of where this channel will be going as well. You'll be seeing a lot of content from me this year. Thank you very much for watching, guys. See you next time.